All right, man. Good morning. December 1st. Welcome back to the Best of Seven Sports Talk. I am Seven Mitchell, man. We live streaming today. Couple topics on deck, man. Klay Thompson, Luka Doncic, LeBron James, and Steph Curry are topics of discussion. Make sure y'all hit that like button as y'all come into the live chat. Salute again to the NBA community. Happy Thursday. We about to get started. Just give me a second. And I'll be ready to go. All right, cool. Appreciate that, fellas and ladies and gentlemen. Just a reminder, man, follow me on social media, on Twitter and Instagram. We're about to get started as we are live streaming on Facebook, YouTube, and on Twitch. So salute again to all the supporters and the viewers. Couple interesting topics I want to get into, man. So let's get right into it, starting with the topic number one. I want to talk about Klay Thompson because a lot of the talk was that Klay Thompson has been washed up, currently is washed up. Now, I have had so many debates here on this platform over the last maybe 6 to 8 months because I was feeling like Klay Thompson was one of the most overrated players in the NBA, and people thought I was being blasphemous. And I was looking at it from the angle of two things. Number one, the praise that he gets or was getting before, even though he was, doing magnificent things on the basketball court. How would he been able to do that without Steph Curry? Is he really that guy, that type of guy that could do the same types of things with his own team and still win? So that was one thing. And secondly, it was just knowing the injuries that Klay had encountered and experienced. I knew that the Klay Thompson that everyone had fell in love with, we would never see that Klay Thompson ever again. So the other night, he had a very, very, very poor performance, very pedestrian performance. And a lot of people felt like Klay Thompson is washed up. And I had to really pump the brakes on that. Because it seems to me, especially with the NBA community, it's always, what have you done for me lately? Mind you, Klay Thompson, just about 10, 12 days ago, dropped 41 points. He had 10 3-pointers in this game. Klay has made 28 of his last 50 3-pointers. He's shooting about 56% from the 3-point line. In the month of November, Klay was shooting about 21. He was averaging about 21 points a game, shooting 44% from the 3-point line on like 11 attempts per game. So we saw efficiency from Klay Thompson. We saw pockets, and this is what I expect and anticipate from Klay. But this whole Splash Brothers thing on a consistent level, I think that's ridiculous. But to say that he is washed, how? Like I said, he just put up 41 points a couple weeks ago. If I'm not mistaken, Golden State, they either 15 or 16-0 when Klay drops 40 pieces. So he can still do his thing. I just don't feel like he is just that guy that people, and I never honestly felt like he was that guy that people was hyping him up. That really was the thing with me and Klay Thompson. I felt like he was overrated, period. I respect the whole Splash Brothers thing and what they brought to the table with the 3-pointers, but I was like, yo, that really is driven behind Steph Curry. And I'm not quite sure that Klay would have any type of success that he would have with his own squad. Now, Steph Curry may not have it. He probably wouldn't have the same success without Klay. They definitely go hand in hand. But people were putting Klay up there as like the best 2 guard in the league at one point. or the best two-way defender, and I'm just like, he does his thing, but it to me it was just systematic. I'm not really sure if that's him or that's the Golden State program that's making these guys look so, dominant and successful. Even Draymond Green to a point was looking like a real problem. But now look, like, even though it's in the same system. But when you look at it in 2024, the Warriors are going to be paying Klay Thompson $43 million alone. Steph is set to get 52. Draymond is set to get 28, and Jordan Poole is set to get 35 million. But Klay is scheduled to get 43 million. That'll be the second most. It's deserving. Those guys are homegrown. When we talk about the money, it's deserving that Klay gets that amount for what he's brought to the organization. Is he worth $40 million right now? Hell no. You and I both know that. We're going to keep it a buck. So if Klay get this money, it's going to be based off of what he has done, not what he's going to do and what he is doing, which is totally opposite on pretty much how the rest of the league works when we deal with contracts. You get paid based off of what you're projected to do, not so much what you have done. But we'll see how this works out. Like, these guys got 4 rings? So the dynasty is there. Why not give Klay his money? And like I said, we've seen pockets of Klay Thompson be exceptionally well this year. But we're not going to get that 40. We're not going to get those performances consistently. We're not ever again, but it's okay. It's okay. I think the organization has evolved. So I'm good with Klay. He's not washed to me. Then we got Luka. Real quick on Luka Doncic. Now, Luka just got some help. He got Kemba Walker. Like I said before, I actually really like this trade between, not the trade. I like the free agency signing, bringing in Luka to help out. Bringing in Kemba, to help out Luka Doncic because he needed help. Right now, he's in the MVP race with Jason Tatum overall in the NBA. But Luka, you can tell it's going to be about hardware, championships, opportunities to get there. And by them losing Jalen Brunson, this was going to be a one-man show. And right now, no matter how good you are, unfortunately, I don't think that you can win or go to the finals, rather, with just one piece. As good as Giannis is, you had to have Middleton. As good as LeBron was, you had to have AD. As good as Jimmy Butler is, you had to have those other pieces around you. Chris Paul, you had to have Devin Booker. Like, no one man at this point in time is getting you to the show, much less winning it. So Luka needs help. He's playing in a city that's not a bad city at all. A lot of rich sports history in Dallas. But we talk about 2022. Who wants to play ball in Dallas now? That's what it all comes down to. Who can Dallas get to come play with Luka? Bringing Kemba into the mix is a great fit because Kemba, to me, still has things to prove along with Luka. Neither of those guys have won at the highest level. They both got basketball in front of them. Luka, of course, got a lot of basketball in front of him. Some feel like Luka could be the face of the league. Those types of conversations, though, with me, I won't start until he win a ring. Because there's a lot of guys out there with good attitudes. So being the face of the NBA, it's about attitude on the court, off the court. It's a multitude of things. And Luka definitely checks off boxes. but he is not the only one. And some of the other guys actually has hardware. So he's going to have to eventually separate himself by getting the Larry O'Brien trophy. Still got plenty of time, but I don't know. It's hard to say that Luka got plenty of time. He has to commit to staying in shape. Dallas has to commit to being a culture that people are going to want to come and rock out. And I think that's what you may potentially have right now in Dallas with Kemba Walker going over to Luka, because Kemba is a former full-time All-Star, NBA All-Star, I believe. So I think Kemba and Luka could definitely get some things going. And it's a good move because it's early in the season. They could put out a nice sample size and make another player want to come over there before the year's out and help them out. Maybe another star. So to me, that pretty much works out very well in my eyes with Luka, Doncic, and Kemba Walker. I can't wait to see how that plays out. Heard a conversation about Steph Curry is actually closer to the GOAT conversation of Michael Jordan than LeBron James is. Or Steph Curry is actually have an argument when we talk about the actual GOAT. I really got to talk to the bosses. I mean, okay, look. Steph Curry has done a lot in this league. He's done a lot for the game of basketball. I mean, he's got numerous records related to three-point shooting. He's played 13 years in the league, 8-time All-Star, 2-time MVP, All-Star Game MVP, Finals MVP, 4-time NBA champion. Steph Curry, believe it or not, has a higher points per game average, which is 31.4, than usage rate, 31.3. The last 30-point per game scored to do this was actually Michael Jordan back in 1989. The fastest player to reach 100 3-pointers in a single season was Steph Curry. Did it in 19 games last year. When you look at players with 4 championships, 2 MVPs, and 2 scoring titles, there's only 3 players: Steph, Kareem, and Michael. So Steph Curry is in great company there. There's only 2 players in the top 15 of the NBA final scoring that never played for the Celtics or the Lakers. That's Michael Jordan and Steph Curry. Most 30-point games by a 32-plus-year-old player in a season, Steph Curry comes in number 3. Well, actually number 2, because Jordan holds the record at 48 30 games back in 1996. Then he did 44 in 97. So Jordan was number 1 and number 2, so to speak. But then you got Curry, who had 38 30-plus point games, being over 32 years of age last year, back in 2021. So when you look at the resume for Steph Curry, when you look up and down at all the accolades and all the things that he's accomplished and the hardware and, how he's changed the game and how his name is aligned on lists with the greatest of the greats, it is definitely hard to not give him some respect when you talk about a possible GOAT. But again, bro, to me, it's just all about the eye test. In no day have I ever felt like Steph Curry was better than LeBron James, or or better than Kobe Bryant, or better than Michael Jordan. I think that he's revolutionized. He's opened so many doors and minds, but that don't make you the greatest. I think Steph may actually open up a conversation for a whole new type of category or an award. Being a GOAT, though, Nah, nah. Because I don't think nobody feel like Steph without the team that he had, without being coached by Steve Kerr. I don't think Steph will be having these same accolades. And that's what it boils down to. You see LeBron everywhere he goes, he's getting it done. Jordan always, for the most part, got it done. I would be looking at I would really evaluate Steph Curry right now in comparison to Kawhi Leonard and Kevin Durant, because they tried to shit on LeBron James for the last few years, and they tried to make it seem like, Kawhi and KD were those best players in the world. I know people are trying to throw Giannis in there. I'm still not sold on Giannis being the best player in the world. But I'm comparing Steph to Kevin Durant. If he's past Kevin Durant, if he's past Kawhi. But as far as LeBron and Jordan and Kobe and Wilt, and Kareem, Steph got some numbers, and the resume speaks for itself. But the eye test to me is just the eye test, bro. I just don't see it. I just don't see it. And I do think Steph could have played in different eras as well. I do think that. I don't think this is a situation that Steph wouldn't have been successful back in the day. But the game wasn't played like this back in the day. So maybe if Steph played earlier, he may would have had a better argument to being a possible GOAT. But I just realistically don't see it. This is the best of 7 Sports Talk, man. 7 Mitchell. We are live streaming. One more topic to go before we get up out of here. Just a quick reminder, make sure you follow me everywhere on social media, man. I want to talk real quick about the King, LBJ, LeBron James, and the Lakers. What would the Lakers actually be overall without LeBron? I'm not just talking about wins and losses. I'm talking about culture. I'm talking about potential. I'm talking about the environment, the threat of the purple and gold still being one of those teams that you have to take serious in the Western Conference. What would LA actually be without LeBron James? Now, the Lakers last year, they were 8-18 without LBJ. When you speed things up, their last 8 games, they're 6-2. They just got the win over Portland. Last night, LeBron had 31.7 rebounds and 8 assists. He's been pretty decent in his last 6 games, man. You look at it, LeBron put up 31, 21, 39, 21, 30, and 27 in his last 6 games of play. Now, I remember back maybe a week ago, the Lakers have had a better record this season without LeBron than with him. They were 2-8 with LeBron. They were 3-2 without. Now, LeBron is currently averaging 25 points a game this season. He is on pace to be 40 games away approximately from breaking Kareem's all-time scoring record. I see people feel like LeBron James is stat stuffing and stat padding. I mean, this is a record that most people felt like would have never been broken. So you got to be a clown to think that LeBron is not going to go for this. Playing in year 20, knowing that any injury could sit you down for a substantial amount of time, it's only right that LeBron try to go ahead and get this record out the way. Because look how well LeBron played offensively last season. I don't think people thought or anticipated LeBron averaging damn near 30 points a game for the year. It didn't equate to any success as far as the team go, but you got to continue to build off of that momentum. And let's be honest, the Lakers really don't have that much type of chemistry right now. So I'm all for LeBron doing whatever he has to do to break this record while he has the opportunity. Michael Jordan played against the maximum number of 2 superstars in the playoffs, John Stockton and Karl Malone. two superstars was the max that Michael Jordan had to face in the postseason in one series. LeBron played against 3 to 4 superstars: Duncan, Parker, Ginobili, and Kawhi with San Antonio. OKC, KD, Westbrook, and Harden. Boston, KG, Paul Pierce, Rondo, and Allen. These are all Hall of Famers. KD, Steph, Klay, and Draymond in Golden State. Explain to me how Jordan didn't have weaker competition. I mean, somebody just got to talk. I got to talk to the bosses, bro. That is insane. That stat right there is insane to me. It's not the end all be all. Don't get it twisted. Because you can't really stick your chest out about the opposition that you're going against unless you beat them. And LeBron didn't beat these guys sometimes. So Jordan always did what he had to do. So it's definitely going to be an argument. You look at this tail of the tape right here. Interesting. 7 Mitchell, man. This is the best of 7 Sports Talk. I am about to sign off, man. Hope you guys stay safe. Enjoy today, December the 1st. Happy Thursday. Catch you guys later on tonight here at the best of 7 Sports Talk. Smash that like button and subscribe to the channel, people. I'm out. Peace.